What is included in your whole package?
I mean, obviously, no one expected this. It was completely uncertain.
How's the exam pattern?
Hours is not equal to experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to yet another podcast on your favorite channel, Hi Sky. And today we have a very special guest with us, all the way from New Zealand. And some of you guys might know him because of his Instagram content and stuff. And he is none other than Mr. Aryaman Singh. And as I would say him, a guy with an aura because he has an aura to it. I was just going through his Instagram profile and I was like, oh my God, this guy knows how to create stuff. And yeah, and also he has a very impressive following. So for the viewers who don't know who Aryaman Singh is, so he's an Indigo cadet right now, undergoing training in New Zealand, and we both have taken some time out to discuss few of the questions which many viewers ask me or ask Aryaman as well on his Instagram. And I think this video might help you guys out figuring out your flying schools, whether Indigo Cadet is good or not. So yeah, none other than without any delay, let me introduce you to Arman. So Arman, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Glad to be here.
Let's not jump straight to the questions. I just want to ask you a few general questions first.
Sure.
Uh, so tell me, how is your general life in New Zealand?
My general life in New Zealand. Well,
Yeah.
I'd say right now it's pretty much the same because I have all my exams passed, so I don't have anything left to do as such in terms of academically. Flying, it hasn't started yet because there's some issues that were going around with the academy. So haven't started flying yet. So right now I'm just in a phase where I'll be transferred to another flight school. So that is there. And right now my day pretty much looks the same. I'm just hitting the gym, reading books, watching YouTube, and just doom scrolling Instagram, and just creating content. Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned that there is ongoing shifting on of your flying school. I
Yeah.
mean, were you aware about this or it's happening just suddenly?
Um, I mean, obviously, no one expected this. It was
Hmm.
completely uncertain. It's just that some things happened at NZI CPA, my current flight school, and Indigo stepped in, and now we are being shifted to another flight school so that we can just finish off our course. This happened somewhere like a month or two ago. The decision was made, and we are being shifted right now. Some students have already gone there to the other flight school. I'm going in a later batch, so the second batch is me.
I think that's a very, I mean, uncertain scenario. I mean,
Yeah.
changing of flying school, I couldn't even imagine that a student has the idea that, okay, I will be going to New Zealand, I will be done his training in 12 months, and then these things happen. So I think when you shift to the school, your flying hopefully get very fast and you just
Yeah, I mean,
become a
the
commercial
students who have
pilot.
already shifted, sorry, yeah,
Hmm.
the students have already
Yeah, no, no,
shifted,
yes.
started flying. And I'd say this is just, I think it's pretty common in aviation. Like, this is aviation, full of uncertainty. So I wouldn't be surprised if I went to United States and my flight school got shut down. It's just way too common in aviation. So even though obviously unfortunate and no one expected this to happen, yeah, it's just aviation.
Yes, I think delay is something that aviation teaches us. I think it's patience, which builds over
Yeah.
time. And
Yep.
I'm also in a situation that I have to be very patient with myself.
Yeah.
And it just these times that makes us, I think, strong or just visualize life more on the other perspective
Yep.
rather than just
I read a
being in
quote somewhere.
aviation and doing. Mm.
I
Hmm?
read a quote somewhere, if I may. It
Yeah,
said, the sooner you realize that it's going to take longer for your CPL, is the closer you become. It's the closer you get to becoming a pilot. So I think
nice
that
one.
hit me now when all of
Yes,
this
yes, yes.
happened. Yeah.
Right. Uh, so let's move on to the next question. I would
Yeah.
like to ask you, uh, what is included in your whole package, Indigo package? I'm asking about your flying stuff, your
Mhm.
also after flying stuff, your conversion stuff. and
Mm.
like accommodation, food, anything.
Okay.
What's included in it?
So one thing to note would be my package is a little different. So the package got changed after my batch. So I don't know what's the current package right now, but I'll just speak for the one that's applicable for me. So my flight training, obviously 200 something hours, and then accommodation, meal, um, aircraft flight tickets to New Zealand and back to home, visa fees, and then everything for conversion, type rating, and then one meal during type rating and visa and flight fees. All of that is included for me.
Okay, you said meal, one meal for type rating, but for rest, for your seatbelt training, is the meal provided?
Yeah, for and at NZI CPA, we used to get breakfast and we used to get dinner. For lunch, we supposed to pack during breakfast, and that would be given to us. We can just carry it whenever we want to eat. Now, the academy that I'm being shifted to now, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay,
Yep.
so I mean that's actually very nice or thoughtful, I would say, because thinking about what to make and actually making it, it's totally a different thing. Because I've
Hmm.
been to South Africa and we have, I mean, I spent a lot of time cooking food, and
I can't.
sometimes I just eat out. I mean, I can't do this. I have to study for my exams or flight training. So that's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next. Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding this question, do you like this having meals on time, or you just like to cook by yourself?
It depends on the day actually. Like depends on when I'm going to the gym, honestly. But
Okay.
I think it's fine, whatever time they've given. There's certain one thing that's very strange for New Zealand is that everything happens very early. So we get dinner at 6 p.m., which is just absurd for me. I just can't with that. That is something that is just annoying because at back at home, I used to eat dinner at like 9, 10 p.m. or just earliest would be like 8 p.m. Here we
Yes,
have to
yes.
eat at p.m. So that's just a pain.
And is there a time slot or something like you have to eat in this time only, and after that you are not having anything?
Not really, because breakfast is served from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. and then dinner is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So that's when the meal is being served. If you go and pack it and then just eat it later on, that's your wish. And if you don't, just go out somewhere and eat, another different story. But yeah.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is the same method is followed in Indian flying schools.
Uh,
Students get their meals, I mean, according to their time and schedule, and they can
mhm.
pack them or something. So yeah,
Yeah.
and the same for New Zealand. So
Yeah.
and also add on to this question, does this only provide to the Indigo cadets or the New Zealand local guys or someone who is just doing conventionally from New Zealand?
This is only for Indigo cadets. So at NZI CPA, it's only for Indigo cadets.
And this thing, does this thing has impacted you on your monthly expenses?
I would say yes, it's a definitely it's lesser. Otherwise, it would have been just way more. It's anyways quite a lot on the higher side. But if they didn't give us breakfast and dinner, then it would have been definitely been a lot much.
Because
So
food
yeah,
expense goes up through the roofs, because I know it. Uh,
yeah,
there are many things which you have to buy in order to make very small dish or something.
and that's true.
But
Yeah.
anyways, moving on to another question. So let me just I just want a rough figure. According to you,
Mm.
like you were living for 6, 7 months, what is the average expense? Like I know that package has done a very good job in reducing your monthly expenses, but there are many uncertain expenses that student can go through. So according to you, what's that rough figure for a monthly basis?
Okay. This is a question that even people ask me in my YouTube videos in the comments. So I'll just answer it now for good.
Yeah.
Um, to some extent, it does come down to your personal expenses and how well you manage it. But on a general note, I'd say we buy lunch usually. Everyone practically buys lunch or just eats at least once outside. So $15-20 on a rough side. And then just monthly expenses like, I don't know, your skincare products, your shampoo, and just
Hmm.
miscellaneous items. If you go to the gym, you'll get whey protein, creatine, all of that. So for me, it's somewhere around 40, 50,000 a month.
40, 50,000 a month.
Yeah. And then if you get a car, I don't have a car, but if you have a car, then petrol costs, and then insurance and all of that. Yep. But I would say if you want to survive, you can survive on like 25 to 30,000 rupees a month as well, if you save.
Mm.
So yeah,
So there you go, viewers. It's approximately 40 to 50,000 uh, for a month.
comfortably.
And
Yeah.
that may sound very big to some of the viewers, but keep in
Yeah.
mind that the guy is living in New Zealand, so the expenses are way higher than India price. So yeah, I think it's very fair. Like expenses depends on you only. You can
I'll
live
give an
off
example. Like
just
this,
Arman Singh.
this, how much would you pay for a Coke Zero in India? 35,
I
40, I
think Coke,
think.
yeah, 35, 40.
This here is like 200 rupees. So that's that. Exactly.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on to the next question now. See, I actually have this question in my DMs a lot recently. So I want your opinion on this one. That you are a cadet pilot, right?
Yeah.
So according to you, is cadet being a safer option now, or I mean, conventional से भी कुछ हो जाता है? Is conventional dying or not?
I would say I am
Hmm.
glad that I'm in Indigo Cadet because
Yeah.
after all of this thing, all of this mess happened, there were few conventional students here as well, and they had to go through the same thing as us. Now, obviously, in the end, everything just sorts out, and God's plan, everything works out in the end. But it was just a huge help that we had Indigo overlooking everything and just sorting everything out for us. So that definitely helps. In the long run, conventional and cadets, assuming nothing goes wrong, eventually everyone gets a job. Uh, that is true. But yeah, I would still say that if you're not taking a loan for 1 crore, if you have that sort of money, a cadet option makes more sense. But if you can't afford 1 crore, conventional is just as fine. I was going for conventional initially. I shifted like at the end moment.
Yeah, and I think you made a very good decision, to be honestly.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So, on the loan thing, I would also ask you that for
Yep.
loan, many people are asking me, even you, that credit is too expensive. Can I do it on a loan basis? So, I mean, what's your opinion that someone wants to become a pilot, like Indigo Cadet, he wants to become, he has a dream to it, and his parents can provide some down payment to it, but can't afford that full amount. So he
Yeah.
can according to you, is it right to take a loan? Because I know you know that this thing, being a pilot takes more than 2 or 3 years. Until the time you are working for an airline, it's been like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So that loan amount gets on interest added on and on and on. So
Yeah.
what's your opinion?
I'd say if someone is genuinely passionate about aviation and it's just been their dream to become a pilot, they should just go for it, conventional or cadet. But if it's just a desire to be a cadet pilot, I would still suggest if you're taking a complete 100% loan of 1.2 crores, 1.3 crores, that just does not make sense because your interest would be so high that you would not be able to cover it up. Now, unless you have external factors like your parents are paying it off, or maybe you're taking like a partial loan, you're taking like 30, 40 lakhs is just sponsored by your parents, and the rest amount you're just taking it off on a loan. That is a different case. And then I don't know about how loans work and all because I'm not on a loan, but I think there are certain loans in which the interest period does not start until like 2 years or something like that. So that gives you a sort of an advantage that by the time you're inducted or just near your induction, you can start paying off your loan.
I mean, that's a fair answer, to be honestly.
Yeah,
It depends on everyone, like what they
yeah,
desire the most. And also, in terms of aviation, I too recommend that you should have at least 50% of the down payment. There
yeah,
is no 30
definitely.
40 going on, at least
Yeah.
50%.
It's
Because
not just the course piece, right? Aviation is it's very expensive and there's
it's,
just a lot of hidden costs and just, yeah, there are too much things, too many
yeah,
things.
I know it's expenses कहीं से भी आ जाते हैं guys, so please be very careful in terms of loan.
Yeah,
And yeah, rest is up to you.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah, let's move on to the next question. You said you were done with your exams, so can you just brief everyone around the New Zealand में how's the exam pattern? Like how many
Like,
exams are there?
so there are six PPL exams and then six CPL exams, so 12 exams, and then three IR exams, so 15 exams in total. And then we have this thing called ELP, which is English Language
Yeah,
Proficiency.
yes.
Yeah, so that is also there. So you can assume like 16 exams, but technically it's only 15 exams. The CA exams are only 15, but ELP also counts as
Hmm.
one. But I would say, well, if you're going to ask me in terms of difficulty, DGCA is definitely harder. Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on the
So,
subject,
so
actually. There's this subject called POF over here, Principles of Flight. It's basically
hmm.
tech gen, but much more in depth. It's like a 300, 400 page thick book, and it's just too much in depth. And I actually love that book so much that I'm probably going to bring it back to India because it's just so much helpful.
Actually, this tech gen, the POF, Principal Flights, is actually pretty good. In see how I can relate to it is because in South Africa there are 19 exams, so we
Oh,
have to like study a lot, and the most the most time I spent on a particular exam was POF because there was a lot to study. And it's probably because in India we give three exams, then we come to, our flying
yeah.
schools. It's probably met air regulation and navigation, right?
Nah,
So tech is not included in that. So yeah,
I
we
studied
learn tech in abroad. Yeah, you study it in abroad when you're flying.
I
Like, yeah,
studied in
that's a
India
very
also.
new. You also study in India.
I had too much time because I got done with DGCA very quick and then cadet wasn't open and my US conventional school wasn't also accepting me at that moment. So I was like, I'll just attend classes for tech. So I just attended classes for tech. Didn't give the exam though.
Oh my God, that's very nice to be honestly. Like
Yeah.
not spending time just, I mean, just studying that time out. That's really nice of you. Uh, man, six PPL, six CPL, three IR exams. I mean, what they ask in IR exam? Are you at that stage of giving IR exams or not currently?
I've given the R exams, yeah.
Okay, you have completed every exam.
Yeah, all of them.
So, isn't there a particular qualification to do that CPL exam or IR exams?
Not really. You can just give it them off. Like everyone gives it off here. Yeah.
No, because
Depends on the
I'm
flight
asking
school
this.
actually.
Okay.
There's some flight
Uh,
school where they make you do PPL exams first and then complete
mhm.
your PPL level flying. Then you'll give your CPL exams and then you complete your CPL level flying and then you give your IR exams. Not here though. We just complete our exams first and then we start flying.
That- I mean, the reason I ask is the same that in South Africa, we used to give our PPL first, then we do our PPL, then after a CPL comes, then after
Yep.
we clear that exam, then the CPL training starts, the IR thing. Uh, so yeah, that's actually very time saving, I think, I would say. You
Yeah, it's
just,
fair. Eventually it's gonna take the same
yeah.
amount of time. Imagine.
So you said that once you clear the exams, then you start with the flying training. Is it for all the cadets or just in that case
Nah,
because you're shifting the
that
school or
was
something?
just for my batch, the March intake. Because I told you things were going down at NZICPA, so a lot of management issues. But yeah.
Uh, okay. Uh, anyways, let's move on to the next question then.
Yep.
Okay. Um, I mean, see, you told me that you were doing US, you were doing conventional and you were choosing US, but that didn't work out. Then you chose cadet, and New Zealand option. So, you know what? The other day, I went to a gym and there was a guy who came to me and asked me to see, I want to do Indigo Cadet program and I'm confused in choosing which flying school to choose from. He was confused in whether he choose New Zealand, whether he choose US, whether he choose South Africa. I mean, you have to give a priority wise, which priority you want to go to. So, according to you, what will the what will the priority of choosing a flying school if someone wants to fly abroad?
Hmm. I'd say first, just get down to what you want to, what you're expecting, honestly. Because end of the day, 200 hours CPL, everyone knows that, right? What
Mm.
they don't know is that hours is not equal to experience, right? I saw a reel somewhere and it makes a lot of sense. Hours does not translate to experience. Experience is how diverse your flying has been. So flying in different weather, flying in different terrains, flying in different conditions, harsh conditions, and all of that. If you want your CPL quick, if you want it very easily, I think US, everyone knows US is the easiest one, probably. And it's the fastest also. I think I know people who have just completed everything off in like 6 to 8 months. So that is true.
Same.
Yeah, that is true. That definitely is true. But
That
then
is
when you
true.
go to South Africa or like New Zealand, you know your theoretical knowledge is going to be up to the mark. It's if
Yeah.
19 and 15 exams is not a joke, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then not just that, it's just both of those countries are just insanely beautiful. When you fly over those natural beauty, you just think of every because it's not going to be forever, right? When you're just flying VFR, we're going to be flying
Yes.
IFR once where I'm on the Airbus, right? So it's like once in a lifetime moment where you actually train on a Cessna or a Tecnam or whatever. So I think you should cherish that, which is why I chose New Zealand because absolutely beautiful.
Mm. I think that's a very valid point. Uh, Even in fact, in South Africa, the weather sometimes is it gets very beautiful. Like you just mesmerize. Like I'm doing something great, and I
Yeah,
think same goes for you as well. Sometimes you also be like,
yeah,
okay, I'm doing something really great.
yeah. It's
Uh,
breathtaking.
yes, ma'am. And coming on to that, how is weather in New Zealand according to flying terms? Like in US, you said 6, 8 months में हो जाता है. I mean, we all know six
Yeah,
months में हो जाता है. But in South Africa or New Zealand, I don't know about New Zealand that much, but in South Africa, we usually take around 14, 16, or 18 months. And much of the cause is of weather, like 2, 3 months में weather खराब ही रहता है. It's not good for flying. So
yeah.
what's for New Zealand?
Similarly in New Zealand as well, it's going to take somewhere around 12 to 14 months, ideally. Now, that's why is that? It's because New Zealand is a very, it's prone to fronts, right? And then we just know
Yes.
just messes up with the weather. Not just that, but it depends where you are in New Zealand. So, for example, if you're on the west coast, you're more prone to bad weather than the east coast. So, yeah, but obviously there are good flying days as well and bad flying days. But eventually, it's going to take 12 to 14 months. Now, I'm not too sure because I haven't started flying, but this is just from what I've heard from my friends and just met knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I was like, you will be in middle of building your PPL hours or something like that. But I
I
mean,
wish.
I was also at a shock that okay, he has not done his flying yet. But yeah, these are the uncertain moments. They can happen anywhere. They can
Yeah,
happen in your TR. They can happen after you have done your CPL in conversion flying school. Anywhere. So yeah,
definitely.
just have to deal with it.
The winds
Okay.
are stronger, I'd say.
Hmm.
Wellington is the windiest city in the world. And I felt that when it was crazy. The winds are just mind blowing. It's way too much. You open
Okay, how
Apple
much we
weather,
are talking?
76 kilometers per hour, sometimes 35 knots, gusting 65. It's just
Oh my
nuts.
God.
Yeah.
And have you flown in those winds? I mean, you haven't flown, but
Uh,
have you just
there was this
experienced
one
that?
time. Yeah, 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 I was on a cross country on a friend's flight. It was very windy,
Hmm.
genuinely very windy.
I mean, 35 knots is actually 38 knots is demonstrated crosswind for Airbus.
Crazy.
And nice. Like you were 19 years old, right? 19 or
Yeah.
20.
19.
Okay. So, like, if you were to start it all again, like getting into the Indigo, how many tests you have to clear? I mean, there is adapt, there is personal interview, there is some other test as well. I actually don't know. Group discussion. So how would you approach it? Would you uh, would you do it self studying or would you take a class because there are many open now? Everybody is teaching Indigo Cadet Program, something like that. How would you approach it now?
I'd do it the same way I did because I didn't know I was applying for cadet. It was just I had to do it quick because my conventional pathway didn't work out. So I just Opened the website. Skyborn was open. New Zealand was open. I chose New Zealand. I applied for it. I got the date for the adapt. They give you a handbook. We're not supposed to tell what's inside the handbook, but
Mm.
then you just prep for it, and then you have your GD, your PI, just know everything. Yeah, it's pretty much common knowledge. Like you know what's going to happen in a GD. They'll give you a topic, you need to talk about it. As a
Yeah.
pilot, you need to be considerate of your mates, whatever your teammates are saying, and then just derive the most optimal thing. And personal interview is just personal interview. Yeah.
So I have one question. You just self-studied it out, everything, or you?
I had resources from other people. So like, yeah, I just took resources, like public resources.
Hmm. So would you recommend to do it by only self-study, or like as you said, you have some resources or something?
I don't really think those resources are that much of a help because there were a lot of people who didn't do anything and then just they got selected because yeah, it's
Hmm.
not. Plus, I think Indigo expects you to not be trained for that, right? It's your
Hmm.
natural pilot skills. Like for example, in Adapt, they test your natural piloting skills.
Yeah, flying skills. They make you fly plane on a computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
follow heading, this, that. That's just simple.
Hmm.
Flight simulator, literally.
Multitasking. They actually just want to see your multitasking skills, to be honestly,
Yeah.
and how you work under pressure. That's
There are a lot of videos on YouTube also. People can just
Mhm. Yes,
watch.
there are softwares available online which you can buy
Mm.
and just play that those games in your own personal computers. Hmm. Okay, and let's move on to the next question. I want to ask, what will be the one advice you would give to someone who is about to start this journey, who wants to become a cadet program and as well as wants to create some content out of his life because he just want to share his journey, same as you. What
Okay.
will be that one advice?
First, I'll give an advice for general aviation people, aspiring pilots. It's that I can't give too much advice because I haven't started flying, but what I will say is that be prepared for delays, get your mindset right, because yeah, aviation is just gonna mess with your head if you're not in the right headspace. Content wise, for me, I've always enjoyed making content. I think I've been making random videos from class 6 or class 5. I think this channel that I have right now, the where I'm just documenting everything, is like my fifth or sixth channel. So I failed like 5, 6 times. Um, Hugely inspired by Casey Neistat, Saket Gokhale, Elliot Choi, um, Kyozang, on all of those creators. I like creating cinematic content. And the reason I document every single thing is because for me, life is about collecting experiences and just cherishing those moments. I want to be able to look back to everything that I've done, important life moments 10 years from now, show it to my family, show it to my future kids, future wife, just everything there on the internet. It just sounds nice. So if you are someone who genuinely wants this, what I just said, that's what you want to achieve, just pick up a camera and start. Don't overthink. I said this in my Q&A video as well. The more you think it, the more you're going to just hold yourself back from it. So just start. That's the first step. The moment you start, it becomes like a butterfly effect. Once the stone is rolling, it just keeps on rolling, right? That's it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Take action.
Yeah, take
Uh,
action. As Saket Gokhale says, right? Not done yet.
Not done yet. I
Yeah, not done
mean,
yet.
that was beautiful answer. And just starting it will ease things so much. It's just that we ourselves limit ourselves. I
Yeah.
have also seen with myself because I started creating some content back in 2022, I guess.
Mhm.
And till date, I wish that I had started earlier
Yeah, definitely.
because you learn every day by these
Yeah,
things. And these things just don't happen in one day. Success doesn't come overnight. It takes very
absolutely.
endless nights.
Yeah.
And seeing you and many other aviation cadets who are just going going on with their journey. It's just very exciting, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
you will be the future pilot and flying some airplane which you dream of. And yeah, man, just working hard towards that one dream. And it will come true, but how much time will it take and how much effort will it take? We don't know yet. We are just living through it. And that's something the journey is, the journey excites us about.
That
I
goes for
also
you.
read somewhere that, hmm,
Yeah. That goes for you as well.
I,
We'll probably
okay.
work colleagues. We don't know. Yeah.
अरे thanks, man. I also read somewhere that actually earlier I used to think कि happiness कुछ भी नहीं है. It's journey that makes you happy. But now I heard that don't worry about happiness, don't worry about journey. The person you're becoming throughout that journey will define you whether you will end up being happy or not. So I choose a
Definitely.
very nice journey, guys, and this field is quite expensive, quite risky, but worth taking it. And many students are taking on daily basis. So New Zealand, I think I am done with most of the questions because previously I've also done many podcasts with many aviation guys and talked many stuff. But yeah, this podcast was very different actually. We had few
Yeah.
questions, but very banger questions. So yeah, man. So everyone, thank you for being here and just ask questions if you want me for the next podcast, which I will be doing pretty soon enough. And I thank Aryaman for being here, to sharing his journey, because you know what, many people want to be at the place where Aryaman is or at the place where I am. But it's only because that we are sharing our journey. Okay.
Yeah.
So I thank Aryaman for that, going out there and living his life to the full. And I hope that his flying school changes very quickly and he is in the skies in no time. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for that.
Yep.
Do you want to say anything?
No, not really. Just enjoy the
Okay.
journey. It's the company, it's the process, everything.
Okay. Thank you, guys.